Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to be working out in our backyard and we are going to be planting some beautiful spring color in some of our containers back here. Now you guys know the other day we went shopping together, and when I say we, I mean you and me, because I was feeling pretty sad for myself. So I went out and we got a bunch of pansies and violas, and you guys, the very next day, or maybe not the next day, it was the day after, I went back. I know. I went back and I got some more beautiful flowers. I can't wait to show you guys what else I picked up, but let me show you the containers that we're going to be working on today. All right, starting out here in the back corner, it's been raining off and on today, so hopefully it's not going to rain on us, but either way, we're gonna get it done. The first container that we're going to be working on is on these urns. We have two of them, and I do have this arborvitae here, but you know what? I am so tempted to take this out and plant it somewhere else, do something else with it, because it's looking a little meh, a little sad. This arborvitae has been, she's been through a few trips. I usually use this one in our winter arrangements outside, and then I just move it back and forth. So it serves a lot of great purposes, but I do think it'd be nice to get something else in here. So let's think about that one. If not, we will definitely come in with something different in the summertime. The second container we are going to be working on is this one here. We just recently planted this container up with this beautiful persimmon tree. Now, technically, this is Sergey's little project because he loves his persimmon trees, but I do want to come in and just make it look pretty up here. We would like to actually take this container and place it right over here where we have this vine jewel maple. This maple is actually going to be transplanted out to our side garden just because it gets so much sun and poor little thing just can't handle it. It gets all crispy and crunchy by the end of summertime. So I think it will do a lot better in the side garden. I'm not sure what Sergey was intending for me to plant in this container, but either way, he's fishing. So we're gonna just zhuzh it up the way we want to. And then the other container out here that I want to work on is this one here. And this is where I planted that peach tree. Now this container is nice because it does have a little bit of a wider edge over here, so it gives us a little bit more playing room in terms of what we can plant. And then real quick, look at our little bulb lasagnas that we planted in the fall time. I actually think I'm gonna actually come in and remove these here because I was covering them because the squirrels just kept digging them up. But look at all of the cute crocus, and the tulips are coming up, and the hyacinth. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so pretty. So I think bringing a little bit more color to this area is going to be really nice. And for me, I just like to add color in the corners of our garden because it really draws your eyes to that area. So I think that's why planting a bunch of really pretty flowers is going to be really nice over here. And then there are a couple of other containers I want to show you. Now, if you're new to the channel, you guys know that we are in year 3 of a complete home remodel. So you know there's just a lot going on out here too. We plan on redoing the siding and the gutters. That's why there's just kind of a mess over here. A lot of our new viewers ask what this is, and it's just our little makeshift gutter situation because we've just had to remove a lot of gutter and siding in this area when we were installing our 16-foot slider. So that's what this is. But we do have some really beautiful containers here on the deck that are planted up with some gorgeous Japanese maples. We get a lot of use out of the space. So for me, it's really important to have everything tidy. And you can see these are the pansies and violas we planted in the fall time, and they're starting to come back. And they actually are recovering pretty nicely. However, I just feel like this color is so fall to me that I kind of want to do something different. I will take these out and plant them in smaller containers and just have it around our deck. So I don't want to get rid of them. If I can upcycle a plant, I'm going to do that. So just because it's not going to serve a purpose here doesn't mean it's not going to serve a purpose in my garden. We also have some others in here that the squirrels just really did a number on them. So I think those I'm going to get rid of. I have a little bit of creeping Jenny here that I'm going to dig up also and pot that up in a different container. Oh, look at this, it started to root. How funny. Isn't that so fun? You can totally propagate these. They're so easy. But anyways, I want to go ahead and just take them and put them somewhere else until we're ready to come in with our summer flowers. Eventually, I do also want to replace this little sad heuchera. It was just kind of there as a placeholder. And we have the same thing on this side. So the pansies on the bigger container look a little done, but these ones don't look too bad. So I will gently remove these and then we will put them in a different container. Over here, I have another green urn with the same situation that we have on the other side. So I just want to go ahead and again remove these pansies. Let's see how they look. They look pretty good. Some of them look a little done, but a couple of these look good. So I will take these out and use them for something else. And also, you guys are not going to believe what I forgot to plant. And I know you're going to roll your eyes or either laugh. Don't judge. Please tell me I'm not the only one that's done this, but let me show you what I forgot. I completely forgot about this box of bulbs. Do you guys remember we were planting these out in the fall time? And I had all of these ones left over for the backyard. And look, this is so embarrassing. And I was like, should I tell them? Are they gonna laugh at me or judge me or yell at me or both? But I figured you guys are my friends and you will tell me what to do and help me figure this one out. Now, some of them do feel a little bit soft, so that's not a good sign. Others feel firm and nice, so I'm not too worried about it. But I was thinking, should I just plant them up in our dahlia beds and just harvest the flowers and then move the bulbs when they're done? Or should I just go ahead and plant them out in the landscape? I have never planted daffodils this late in the season. I mean, it's really, really late. I mean, this is like when we usually order daffodils for next fall. So I don't know what to do. I have some daffodils, mostly daffodils. Anyways, I am being a terrible example, but I'm also a very honest person. So I wanted to show you what is going on. I don't know what's going to be the best solution. Let me know down below if you have ever planted bulbs this late and what have you done? Did they even bloom for you guys if you did plant them this late in the season? I don't want to just discard them because I feel like that's so wasteful. So I think I'm just gonna plant them in the landscape and say a little prayer and hope for the best. I do think they will grow. They might not just bloom. Luckily, they have been outside in this box. They were just covered up and I completely forgot about it. So they've been in a cold environment, which is nice. And they do have some green growth. I don't know. I just thought I would share that with you guys and oops. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and go grab our plants. I think I'll just need my cart and some gloves and then we will get started. All right, here are the flowers we are going to be playing with today. I'll just run through these real quick in case you didn't watch the shopping video. I have the Sorbet XP Denim Jump Up Viola. I have the Sorbet XP Morpho color. We also got the Sorbet XP Yellow Pink Jump Up, the Sorbet XP Orchid Rose Beacon, which is just the loveliest one. And then we have the Matrix Pink Shade, and who else do we have? The Marina with Blotch. Is that it? Oh yeah, of course, this one. And then the Tiger Eye Mix, which is just so pretty and interesting to me. Look at that. That is so fun. And then I picked up this Bacopa mix. This is just a light purple one. I love Bacopa. And the great thing about these is they are going to bloom all season long. So I'm not only going to use these in our spring containers, but I am going to use these in our summer ones as well. And finally, we have my second favorite flower after dahlias, and that is these gorgeous ranunculus. Now, I don't know the specific variety of these. It's just a mix that I picked up, but I tried to stay with the white and light creamy yellows, but just look at how stunning these flowers are. I am so floored to have more of these in our garden. In fact, I have a ton of corms that I still need to plant, which again, super late, but they're gonna be just fine. But look at that, you guys. Isn't that just so yummy? I love that color so much. So let's get these in our cart and take them to the back. All right, here is the game plan. I am thinking that these will go into our green urns just because I think that purple and yellow will work really nice with that green color on the urns. These purple ones, I'd like to interplant those with our matrix pink shades here because I think those colors are going to look beautiful with one another. And I kind of want to plant those into our peach tree, I think. Our yellow and blue will probably go into our larger maple trees, and then the tiger mix, I was thinking for the smaller ones. Now we do have quite a bit, so we might have some left over, which is nice. And then the Marina with blotch, I'm going to interplant that one with this color here. I think those are going to look so striking together, even if I just put them together like this. I just like the size variation with some of these bigger pansies and then the smaller violas. I think that's going to look really pretty. With the ranunculus, I was thinking of planting those first around the base of the tree and then coming in with the pansies and violas. And the bacopa, I would like to use in our peach tree planter. I kind of have an idea of what I want to do in the summertime with that container. So I had this idea of planting the bacopa up now, that way I can get 2 seasons out of it, spring and summertime. So I don't plan on taking this out for our summer arrangements. Now the goal for these containers is to just add a lot of florals. I'm really craving flowers this time of year. So I just wanted to keep it simple, just a few ingredients. I do hope to come in the summertime with a bunch of really fun things that I'm really excited for. And our spring containers in the front are going to be so fun. I have an idea of what I want to bring in, a lot of different plant material, a lot of different textures, but with these I just wanted to keep it sweet and calm and colorful, and again, just have different textures of flowers, but really emphasize on the flower thing. All right, let's go ahead and just start planting. All right, I am super happy the way these containers turned out. Let me show you. First, we have our Arbavita urns. I think this turned out so sweet. We have the yellow and purple. And again, I just love that color combination against that green glazed urn. I don't know, I feel like everything kind of pops. I really, really enjoy that. I do want to come in now that I'm seeing the potential of these little urns. I want to change out that Arbavita. At first, it's not looking too hot, probably because we've moved it so many times. And I also think we can do something a lot more interesting for our summer container. So I might retire this Arbavita or just put it back in a nursery can, and I like to use it for our Christmas decoration. Next, we have our persimmon, and boy, did I pack in those flowers. Did I pack it in too much? Probably. Am I going to remove any? Nope. I am going to enjoy these just as they are. Remember, with spring containers and fall containers, they don't put on too much size. So I'm not worried about this getting overcrowded. I mean, it's already overcrowded, but I'm not worried about it getting more overcrowded than it already is. Because again, these are not going to put on much size in the next month and a half, 2 months. So I'm not worried about that. I will transition these ranunculus out of here. Actually, when they're done for the season, I'll take them out, I'll let the foliage die back, and then I will keep the corms and plant those out next year. But do you see how the different size just makes a difference? So it's not all one flower size, even though they're kind of in that same colorway. They have the different size, and I think that makes it a lot more interesting than just having one variety in here. One quick note I wanted to mention about using ranunculus, they have a lot of foliage and you don't need that. So what I did is I just removed some of it so it's not too bushy, and I'm actually gonna come in with my snips and clean this out a little bit more. That way it's just a little bit more open, because it does look super tight in here, but it's because of all of this foliage, and we don't need all of this. Just make sure you're not cutting your buds, and of course cut any stems that are broken just to make sure aesthetically everything looks nice. I know I broke a couple of stems planting this up, which again is fine, but we just want to make sure everything looks nice and tidy. But boy, did I pack in that container, and I love it. All right, for the peach tree, this is how it's looking. Again, really beautiful, a lot of flower. I went ahead and planted the 3 bacopas. Now this area looks a little bit empty. I probably could have gotten away with maybe even adding one more ranunculus in here, but there are a lot of blooms in this area, so I think that's going to fill in really nicely. I'm not worried. Again, that 2 size pansy and viola here combo, I think that just looks so interesting versus just having one. This container is so soft and girly to me. I absolutely love this color combination. That bacopa is just going to spill over like this, and even in the summertime it's just going to put on more size. I planted 3 and they are kind of big, so I'm hoping they're not going to get too out of control. But the great thing about these is if you keep them pruned up, they're going to look beautiful all season long. I love this little corner here with all of the flowers coming up too. I think that looks so sweet. And for our deck, I ran out of plants, which I'm actually super surprised because I totally thought I got enough, but I didn't. I need about 4 more of these to match the container on the other side. But in our shopping video, I mentioned how there's too much yellow on our deck just because of our beams, how light they are, and they pull in a little bit of yellow. I think if I want too yellow, it would have just felt kind of flat. The purple really pops in front of these wood beams, so I think that was such a good choice to go with the purple. I had enough of the tiger mix for the smaller maples, but for the larger maple, I only have 3, so I will go in tomorrow morning and pick up 4 more. That way they look symmetrical, which is what I want. Now, of course, looking at these heucheras, I mean, that just looks so sad. We got to come up with something different because one, I don't really like the color combination with these containers. So I'm going to see what I can find. I even thought about maybe a fern would be kind of fun. It would give a little bit more height. And I like the texture of a fern kind of spilling out of a container. So I might change those out as well. And of course, we got that urn planted up as well. Real quick, look at the other container we planted up together, how fun it looks. I love coming out here and having my coffee on dry mornings. I love this little container so much. So in terms of care, these are not going to require too much of our attention. Again, because they are spring containers, they're not going to put on a ton of size like our summer containers do. So I'll come in and just deadhead some things, probably cut back the ranunculus, the ones that are going to be spent. But other than that, they're going to be fine. I'm not going to fertilize it because I also added a little bit of fertilizer in those containers in the previous video where we were fertilizing all of our plants and all of our trees. So they're going to be good to go for the period of time that they're going to be in those containers. Again, with the ranunculus, I will go ahead and just dig those up, cut back down the foliage once it's dried out, and then I will store those corms and plant them back out next year, which is kind of nice because you get to save on a little bit of money because now you have a ton of ranunculus that you're going to be able to grow out next year. And that's really it. I'm super pleased at the way these containers turned out. I really wanted a lot of flower because I am a flower girl and I just want that flower power in my garden, especially in the springtime when things are just starting to open up and everything is starting to kind of leaf out a little bit. I get so excited and I just want to see flowers quickly. And so this is a great way to do that. And we didn't go wild with our plant material. I mean, we really did 3 different types of plants and that was it. So simple plants, but high impact because we planted so many in each container. And I think that's it for today's video. I hope this inspires you guys to go out into your garden and plant up some containers with pansies and violas and maybe some ranunculus and some pretty things. I'm gonna run inside before it starts raining again and make myself some dinner and just enjoy the rest of the evening. So anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today in my garden and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.